Hello everyone, and welcome to Chemical Guys Detail Garage. Today we're going to show you 3 easy steps to super clean your ride and give it a brilliant shine. This Honda Civic is a daily driver, and we're going to show you the layer of dirt that's been collecting on the surface because this car sits outside a lot, and due to recent fires which have left the surface dirty with ash, and also just from being outside, it's collected a layer of abrasive particles of dirt, and you can really see it against that white paint job. So today we're going to show you how to safely remove all of this as our starting procedure. Now with any detail, you want to start with the dirtiest area, which is always going to be the wheels because of brake dust and road film. But we've already done that, and if you want to learn more about wheel cleaning, you can check out all of those videos on our YouTube channel just showing you the proper in-depth tutorial of how to clean your wheels. But we're going to skip over that step and show you how to properly wash your vehicle. And to do that, we've already set up 2 buckets, which is going to be our first step on getting a perfect shine. 2 buckets means that we're going to have one for our rinsing and one for our wash bucket. And to help us to filter out all of the abrasive particles that we're going to be removing from the vehicle, we're going to insert a dirt trap into each bucket. What that means is this platform helps to remove and separate the dirt from the clean water, and this is going to further reduce the chance of us bringing it back to the vehicle where it could scratch the paintwork. So place them into each bucket at a 45-degree angle, and then push them all the way to the bottom to create a nice tight seal. And this way, as we run our wash mitt or our wash pad against the surface, it's going to help release that dirt and keep it underneath those cones. Now the soap that we've chosen for today is Citrus Wash and Gloss, and this is a great choice for your lighter color vehicles, but that's not to say that you can't use it on any color vehicle. It just really helps to bring out a vibrant gloss on your lighter colors such as white, and it's also going to lay down a thick blanket of suds which help to lubricate the surface, and that's going to help us safely guide away all those abrasive particles for a scratch-free wash. So since this is a super concentrated soap, we'll start by shaking up the bottle, and we can choose between which bucket we want to be our soap bucket and which will be our rinse. And we'll just add a few ounces to our bucket. And at the same time, we'll add the same concentration to our foam cannon, which we'll be using the Torque Big Mouth foam cannon to help lay down a thick blanket of suds, which help to further prevent the chances of installing kind of swirls or scratches on this ride, but also at the same time, it's going to save us a lot of time and effort. Simply add the same dilution, just a couple ounces, and then we'll reattach the top. And then just start stirring the solution together rather than shaking the bottle. This will prevent any kind of aeration or foaming inside of the canister. Simply mix the solution together. And a pro tip is to use warm water inside of the canister to help improve your foaming action. That looks really nice. So now we're going to move back to the vehicle and start rinsing it down from top to bottom just to knock off the heavier loose dirt and debris. Then we can foam it and move on to the actual scrubbing process. To help us properly aerate and use our foam cannon, we're pairing it with our brand new ProFlow. This is an awesome pressure washer that's going to help us lay down the perfect amount of suds and also rinse away any kind of abrasive particles. Now we've already set it up and we've already attached our garden hose directly to the back of the unit. Now we're going to choose which tip we're going to use to rinse the vehicle. Starting off with a very gentle stream, we'll use the 40-degree tip. We'll turn on the machine and then we can start rinsing and then start foaming. Alrighty guys, so we just finished rinsing down this vehicle, and although it looks a lot cleaner, it's still dirty, and that's because the water rinses away the heavier dirt and debris, but there's still things that stick to the surface such as pollen, fallout, and any kind of contamination, and this gives your car really a rough look as well as a rough feel. So we're going to show you how to properly remove all that today, but to begin, we'll start by foaming it up. This way we can safely remove anything else that's lingering on the surface and also enhance that shine. So as we mentioned, we have 2 buckets here, one with Citrus Wash and Gloss and one with clean water. Now we're going to hook up our foam cannon, and this is going to help lay down that thick blanket of suds, which help to lubricate the surface for a scratch-free wash. Who doesn't love a foamy car? Just check out that thick blanket of suds. Now to help us remove any of the spent product as well as the remaining dirt that's on the vehicle, we're going to activate our secondary bucket. This is going to give us that same foamy action in our bucket so we can take our wash mitt and then glide across the surface. So we'll just use the tip of the pressure washer, and this will help to aerate that bucket, giving that same foaming action. And now we'll grab our chenille microfiber wash mitt, which has these very soft microfiber dreads, which help to capture the foam, and it also grabs the dirt from the surface of the vehicle, carrying it away from the vehicle for a scratch-free wash. Now, just like we did when we were rinsing the vehicle and foaming it, we'll start at the top and work our way down, using a linear motion to prevent the installation of any swirls, and we're also going to roll our wrist, meaning that we're going to drag the wash mitt gently across the surface in a rolling pattern to prevent the buildup of a hard dirt line on the mitt, which could cause scratches. Now I like to start at the center of the vehicle and work our way out. This way we're not leaning across an already clean area. And you see, just gently rolling your wrist, this creates a new edge so that the dirt can be encapsulated and safely removed from the vehicle. Same process on glass, starting on the center and working your way out. Also lifting the windshield wiper blade just so we can get all the dirt that collects underneath there. And as you wipe them, it's going to start to get dirty pretty quickly because this is a daily driven vehicle, which is why we have our secondary bucket. We'll just push the wash mitt all the way against the face of the dirt trap, scrubbing it to release the dirt and filth that we've brought from the vehicle. And then we'll take it outside of the bucket to wring it out. And we do this just to prevent any of that dirt from swelling around in that bucket. And it keeps that water as clean as it can be. Now we'll just grab some more foam and continue the wash process. Now also you see, by letting the soap dwell on the surface, citrus wash and gloss starts to break down stubborn grimes such as pollen and bird droppings. And this makes it a lot easier for us to remove it with our wash mitt, but there's still small specks that are in the paint known as rail dust or contamination. So our next step, we're going to extract all that to restore a beautiful shine as well as a smooth finish. So after washing and drying this vehicle, we brought it inside to thoroughly inspect the paintwork, and we can tell that there's a lot of rail dust, contamination, and other kinds of fallout that are stuck on the pores of the paint. And it gives it a really rough feel, but it also mutes the color, giving it kind of a dull whitish look. So to remove it, we'll be using an OG clay bar, which I've already kneaded up into a small patty, which is going to cover about 3 of my fingers. And then using clay lube, we're going to help to cleanse away the impurities while also lubricating the clay bar, just so we're not marring the finish. So it's very easy to use. We'll spray the bar and then we'll start spraying the surface. And then we'll just start working back and forth. And at first, the clay bar is going to feel kind of rough, or may even sound kind of rough depending on the level of contamination. But as you start pulling those impurities out and absorbing them into the clay bar, it's going to get smoother, and then the clay bar is going to glide across much smoother. But you can already see that there's a little bit of brown runoff, and that's all the filth that's coming out of the pores of the paint. And it gives it a really nasty look, but also it makes it hard for coatings to stick to the surface. Now, if you're moving on to the second step of polishing your vehicle, this is also a necessary step to prep the paintwork. This will ensure that you're not marring or creating any kind of pigtails or just not getting the right look. This is a necessary step to get your car that ultimate shine. Now, after just cleaning this small section, we'll take a clean microfiber towel and wipe off any of the excess and spent product. Now we'll just grab a clean microfiber towel and start wiping away any of the spent product and the excess clay luber. And already you can feel that the surface is very smooth. And from my point of view, it looks a lot glossier than the contaminated side. And that's just because all the contamination that gets stuck in the pores of the paint gives that really rough look and a rough feel. So I'm going to continue the clay barring process to extract all the contamination that's stuck in the pores of the paint. And you can use the clay bar on any surface that's gloss painted, shiny, or clear. So basically you can use it on anything on the exterior of your vehicle to give it that same level of decontamination. And also it's a necessary step if you're planning on polishing your vehicle or applying any coatings, especially the ceramic, because you want that to bond directly to a clean surface, not on top of contamination, because if it does, it's not going to stick and it's not going to last. Our third and final step to enhancing a brilliant shine on this Honda Civic is to lock in all that hard work we've just accomplished. So we started off the day by washing away all that dirt and grime that was sitting on top of the surface. And then our second step was to decontaminate the surface using an OG clay bar. And what that does is it extracts any kind of contamination that gets stuck in the pores of the paint, but you can also use it on your chrome, your glass, your headlights, and anything else that's gloss painted, shiny, or clear. But now we want to lock in all that hard work as well as repel any kind of other harsh elements by using JetSeal. Now this is a sealant which gives you that long-lasting protection of up to 12 months, while also giving you a beautiful shine and locking that in so that you can keep your car looking its best for as long as possible. That's very easy to use, so we'll just start by shaking it up. And we've paired it with a black microfiber applicator pad, but you can use this with a machine as well to save yourself some time and effort. But to make sure that we're covering the entire vehicle, as well as working into all the intricate body lines, we'll be using a hand applicator pad. So we'll just begin by applying 2 lines to the applicator pad. And then we'll start dabbing it out on the surface. And those 2 lines can spread out very thin, so it means it covers a lot of surface area, so there's no need to apply it all in one area. Simply start by dabbing it, and then we'll spread it out using a cross-hatching pattern just to ensure that we're not missing any areas or leaving any high spots. Very easy to use, and it starts to cure almost immediately, but we'll still let it sit for about 10 minutes just so that it bonds thoroughly to the surface. And then we can come back and buff off any of the excess to check our work, as well as unveil that high shine. And you can also use JetSeal on any surface that's gloss painted, shiny, or clear. That includes your chrome and metalwork, your glass, and your headlights. After allowing about 10 minutes for JetSeal to cure to the surface, it's time to buff it off. So to unveil a truly amazing finish, I've grabbed a happy ending microfiber towel, and we're just going to start buffing off any of that excess. But as you see, by applying a very fine coat, it comes off very easily. No wasted product, no wasted time or effort, because a thin coat makes it a lot easier. And if you think about it, only that initial layer is what's bonding to the surface, so there's no need to apply a heavy coat. But if you want more protection, you can always add a second coat right after buffing off your initial coat. Now also, you can layer JetSeal with your favorite wax to add a warm glow and even more protection. Something like this, you can follow it up with butter wet wax or even white wax to unveil that really brilliant high shine. So guys, I'm going to continue buffing off the rest of the excess, but in the meantime, you guys can check out all the products you've seen us use today on our website, chemicalguys.com, or your local detail garage. If you liked today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to drop your comments down below for any future videos or anything you guys want to know more about. And we'll see you next time right here in the detail garage.